Very good, very good. I can close that out. We can switch to this. Arch is going to be pissed that we're doing Warframe again, but my controller is starting to freak out, so I cannot help that. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Where is there? He is. And then I need the melter. Here we go. For melee, I actually usually use the Samputa or Sampotes for this. Sam. Samwise Gamgee. Yeah, we'll do Thanos. Actually, no, we'll go Sampotes just because the Sampotes is fucking hilarious. Actually, I wonder if the harmony would work as well for Dante. Yep, that's fine. And then we switch over to Thanatos, the Batoten. Huh, that's interesting. So it says the stream is up, but I think TikTok isn't working. Huh, that's not good. Did I get shadow banned? That's concerning. So the reason why oh, there we go. Tanker Jazz. Okay. So it is working. Thank God. So Tanker, I owe you one. Thank you much. I really do appreciate you. I thought my TikTok wasn't, or I thought my stream was broken. Nope, we're good though. Somebody can see it. Alright, so let's... I hate Netracell shit, but gotta get those shards. Ugh, I hate grinding in Warframe. It's so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. Mainly because, like, so I'm one of those people where, like, if I'm playing a game, I get, like, if I have the drive to do something, like, it's like, okay, I'm in it 100%, like, until
Yes.
I'm done, and I burn myself out.
Fine.
Um, yeah, so we can do... Oh, so you can do 5 a
Sure,
week,
sure.
that's
Come
right.
on.
Oh yeah, and today's Monday, so it reset. But yeah, basically just like I hate having to grind like the faction stuff because it drives me absolutely bonkers. So let's give everybody overshields. Okay,
Listen,
so
you're not
okay, so
getting out
what's
of
the
the
only
anchor
one we
hold
don't have?
without all
Oh,
four
he just took
keyglyphs.
them all. Okay.
Only one way out of the anchor hold. Use that terminal.
So I know this comes across as me being kind of a dick, but one of the things that I absolutely love is when you have like the speed demons that just race through the level like at ridiculous speeds because they can't be bothered to actually wait for anybody else. And then they have to sit because they're stuck at a door. Or like the terminal wasn't activating like that. Like that just kind of makes me smile. It's very petty, but... Okay, yeah, so it only does... So the Harmony only does 44 million, so yeah, or 57. Yeah, or 44,000. So, yeah, so there is quite a significant difference when it's not being used by, what's her face? Oh, thank you, TC. Yeah, this build is, this Dante hits for, even without Molt Augmenter, this thing hits for around, like, 3.3 million. And it gets pretty nuts later on. But yeah, I can walk you through the build here once this, Netracell mission is done. But I didn't do the, how much do you know about Dante, TC? Okay, so somebody's already headed that way, so we'll head towards... Okay, that is not where we're supposed to go. There it is. Nope, not that way. Yeah, this Dante build is absolutely insane. I'm also very proud of it because it is exclusively mine. Like, I did not look up anything about this build. I ran... I'm sure other people have had the same idea, don't get me wrong, but like, I did not look up any guides for this. I just ran, put it together, and I'm very proud of how it turned out.
You clear out the uglies around the entrance.
Do that, unsummon Nocta, resummon it, and there we go. Really? Thanatos went down? That's surprising. Excuse me. Oh shit. I'm not in the blue circle. Damn it, that was my fault. Yeah. Ugh.
Something's going on with Entermites.
Oh.
Trying to lock this thing down. Take them out. We ain't got all day.
Let's get Dante's ult. Get his shields up. Let's go grab some items and then run.
Keep thinning them out.
Yeah, apparently I run my Dante quite a bit differently than everybody else
Slowing
does.
us down.
So,
Find him. Smash him.
okay. 7-1-0. So we'll grab the items, though. Why would they put that and, like, that damage field, though, past the, Oh, they just dropped it everywhere. Why is Thanatos taking so much damage? He never used to take, like, any damage at all. Oh, Noctua unsummoned. Here comes bullshit. Sorry, I'm very distracted. So, what I was gonna say though is that when people build for Dante, usually what they end up doing is they build for fire speed on their Noctua. For me, I went pure damage. My goal was to try to inflict as much damage as I physically could in the space of a single second as possible. In one cast, if I could get it. It actually works really well.
Albrecht didn't want anyone in here. I want to know why.
That's fine. I'm not gonna super race. If they want to speed through these as quickly as possible, then they're gonna have to time me out.
Not what I was hoping for, but that could still come in handy.
There's a reason I don't use mobility mods. I like to know where I'm going so that I can take stock of the... Yeah, see, they're already there. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. They can wait. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, cool, we got the Harmony max strength. That's fun. Azure Archon Shard. That sucks. I wanted the special one. Alright, leave squad. Did they not show you the stats anymore? Oh, stats, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. Well, second to highest damage. Let me see. Sarian, Exultra. How did he have more damage? It doesn't matter. But yeah, so TC, if you're still in the live, here's the build that I have put together. So for those who don't know Warframe, this is going to be really technical. Um, it's gonna overwhelm you. I apologize. So this is the only build I have that has all 5 Archon shard slots completely filled. They're all Tau forged. So all 4 of the red shards are all ability strength modifiers. The yellow is for casting speed, and that's the only thing. So that he is a pure damage build. Then for our companion, basically his whole job for the Hound. Thank you, Momo. I appreciate the follow. So his whole job is that this melee weapon of his, it's only purpose is to front load as many status effects as I could get onto it. Because when we look at our Hound, he has Synergized Prospectus and Manifold Bond. Manifold, or wait a minute, that's not the Manifold, that's not the one, that's the important one. Is it Momentum? Which one is it? Oh yeah, no, this is it. So it applies status effects from companion precept mods, which are these, apply status effects from companion weapons. Killing enemies with 3 or more unique status effects reduces companion ability cooldowns by 3 seconds. Now, because the only companion ability that he has is Synergized Prospectus, that means that he is just chain firing those status effects off. Furthermore, Reinforced Bond makes it, since I'm Dante, I can give my Hound overshields. My firing rate with the Noctis is increased by 60%. So I don't need overshields. But then I think it's, yeah, Vicious Mod. Companion melee attacks strip 15% enemy armor. Enemies recently damaged by abilities, Synergized Prospectus, spread the effect to others' enemies in a 9-meter radius. Then, when Contagious Bond, when your companion kills an enemy affected with a status effect, 50% of that status effect spreads to others' enemies within 9 meters. Max of up to 100 stacks. So basically the whole Hound is built to be a primer. Porta Tentacle is a kit gun. The only reason why I have this is just for fun, because with Dante, of course, you never use it. It is exclusively a Noctua build, but for Porta Tentacle, I basically did the exact same thing. The idea here is that we are doing, oh, actually, we have enough, so let's go ahead and pop that on there. Galvanized chamber, attitude, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think Firestorm works on, because it's not an explosion. If somebody in chat knows if it does, let me know. Yeah, let's throw, oh, we can't throw Shred on there, can we? Oh no. But anyways, so looking at this, so we have increased slash and then multi-shot. Then it has crit chance, super high, status effect is kind of low, which isn't good. But it's mostly, this is more of a just, its job is to crit the status effects, and then we throw status effects on here when we have them. So like Toxic. So what we do now is like we throw extra mods on there. So like right now what I'll probably do is I'll do that. So that way, like, by the time we're done, we should have around 50%, and considering how quickly it fires, we should be set. Ooh, no. Hammer shot's even better. Hammer shot, because it increases our that and that. Yeah, so we should have over 50%. That'll be nice. Continuous misery, status chance when aiming, status duration. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Then, so here's the other thing. So it has Primary Merciless, which is on kill 30% damage for 4 seconds, stacks up to times 12, 30% reload speed, Sinister Reach, and Residual Virma. So applies Toxin to basically any kill it gets. Then we have the Melta. This thing is disgusting. So it only has a 34% crit chance, but it's a 141% status chance. So every shot, it's guaranteed to do gas, radiation, cold, and puncture. What's gross about it, though, or what's absolutely horrible about it, is it has Cascadia empowered. And so, like, I was kind of messing around with this, and unfortunately, I don't really know how else to add. Like, we can't really add more multi-shot, or we can't add more status effects to it. Oh yeah, and then its crit is just fucking ridiculous. Or it's Riven, I'm sorry. So it has Pistol Elementalist, and what was it? Lethal. No. What was that mod I was just looking at? Those are ridiculous. So once it starts getting kills, it really ramps. Oh, Cascadia Empowered. So it starts doing a lot, but the idea is we would want to normally have like as much as we can. Um, I'm just not sure how to add more status effects to this while keeping galvanized shot, diffusion, hexacrita, and pistol elementalist. Hey, Boof, welcome to the stream. Because we have scorch, ice storm, and pistol pestilence. So those three. So we have gas, radiation, and then cold. Actually, I kind of don't want gas right now. I would rather have. I'd rather have. Yeah, there we go. So we got rid of gas and cold, so now we do blast, puncture, radiation, and toxic. Really, I'd rather have corrosion. Oh, corrosion's lightning. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. It's lightning. That'd be interesting. What if we could get the radiation accelerated isotope in there? Because radiation is fire and lightning. So, Boof, that completely depends on what you want to do because each status effect is going to do its own thing. So, like, for example, Toxin. So, Toxin does 1.5 times damage to the Narmer, whatever they are. I can't pronounce that, but so it does extra damage. But the important thing is that when it crits, or when it procs, sorry, that's the terminology, it will actually bypass armor and it will bypass shields to directly poison the enemy's health. Blast damage does extra damage against infested Demos, does less against the Corpus. But when Blast procs, it creates an explosion that will actually stagger enemies or flat out drop them. So it actually creates like a stun effect. But it also does, so you can actually see what if you move your mouse over or your cursor over what the effects do, it'll actually tell you. Puncture reduces target's damage output. Radiation makes them start fighting each other instead of you. Corrosion reduces armor though, and that's what I need to do because corrosion will affect how an enemy it reduces their just total armor. So they'll do much less damage and yeah, it's really good. So it really comes down to what effect you want your gun to have and what status effects you want to have on it. Your faction is also going to matter, what you're fighting, stuff like that. So every element has its purpose. Late game corrosion definitely takes the cake, but really, like I said, comes down to what you want to do. Huh. Okay. I know I want radiation. Wait, how do we have lightning on here? Oh wait, does it naturally do lightning damage? How did we get radiation on this? Huh. That's strange. Hmm. Where'd the lightning come from? Okay, so what happens if we replace that with that? Oh, no, that's bad. Nope. Because we need more status effects. We need as many as possible. So what if we did... Okay, so what's the other stuff we can swap out? So we do just have flat out Jolt. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So really, we're kind of just stuck on 4 at this point. We could probably get rid of this. I don't really want to because the extra status damage is nice, but if we're going with a damage based off of Cascadia Empowered, the status damage doesn't really matter. So now what happens if we add in... so 1, 2, 3. So we're still getting a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it already has... Okay, so that's just toxin. And if we do this, it's just going to increase the radiation damage. So what I need to do is... Where was that slashing? No, it wasn't hemorrhage. Where was it? Creeping bolt? No. Shoot, what was it? I was just looking at it, and now I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Carnage Stinger. Here we go. Oh, that's interesting. So even though it's a 90% slash, it doesn't actually give us slash on this. Huh. That's annoying. Okay, so if we can't do it that way, so we have toxin, radiation, puncture. So can we manually add? Because we don't have impact either, or else I would do this. So what about something that just adds flat? What about something that just adds flat, like, slashing damage? Nope, because there's no slashing. And we can actually kind of tell because you see how like the damage output isn't changing at all, so it's not doing anything more. That's annoying. I thought that's how that used to work. If your gun didn't do a specific thing, you could add in the... that's irritating. Alright, well, for now, I guess that's the best we can do. Toxic Blast... Yeah, I'd rather have Blast, if I'm being honest. Okay, so that's what the Melta does. Harmony was just there to level it up. So now we're going to switch to our actual melee with this, which is the Sampotes. See, it's alphabetical ordered. Why do I keep, like, shooting past it? RS. What the fuck? Okay. So the Sampotes. So, here's where things get kinda nuts. So I was talking about how my Dante build is crazy and all of this stuff. So, each of these arcane, or these Tau Forged shards give 15, 30, 45, so they give an extra 60% power strength to our Dante. Now, before we get into this, we're going to go over the Noctua. So this is his exalted ability. We can put any number of tome mods we want on here, but I only use the one, Vohm. A lot of people build their stuff different ways, so I have Galvanized Diffusion, Galvanized Shot. Okay, yeah, because those are the only two that can go on there. So then I have Creeping Bullseye for crit chance, Pistol Elementalist, Prime Target Cracker, Vohm Invocation. So when we use Alt Fire, for every enemy hit, it increases our ability strength by 4% for 20 seconds, and it scales up to 15 times. So, basically, if we can manage to hit 15 enemies, which that it can happen, but typically enemies don't cluster up that much. But at best case scenario, we would get a boost of... Let me see, so it would be 44, and then, so that would be 11, so an extra 4, so 4, 8, 12, 16, so it would be 44 plus, so it would be an extra 60%. I hope I did that right. 16 plus 44. 50, yeah, so it would be 60. Sorry, math is not my strong suit, and I did not sleep last night. I've been awake for 30 hours. I couldn't sleep for whatever reason. So, huge boost to our ability strength on top of our Tau Forge stuff. Bullseye, so then we do toxic damage, and that's very important for... We need this, because the Noctua, even though it's a weapon, it's actually an ability of the Dante frame. So we need this build. It can do other stuff too, but it needs to do toxin damage. So then it does. So then we have Pistol Elementalist. So just status damage does 90% more damage, and then Hornet Strike for a flat 200% damage boost. And I could mess around with some other stuff, but I actually really like what we've got going on here. The only thing I would do, if anything, would be to boost our status effect even more and get rid of like Hornet Strike and throw something else on there, like Accelerated Isotope, maybe. But this does what I want it to, which is explodes pretty much everything. Now we get into the Dante build, and this is where shit gets nuts. So, this is a powerhouse of a Dante build. So, duration 130, efficiency 80, so we burn through energy pretty quick. Range 137, and then power strength 339. Growing power, so status effect with weapon, that counts for the Noctua. Power strength increases by another 25%. Remember that we're already getting huge boosts. Another 15%. So this is actually added in. This is not. So that 339 is added in from Power Drift. So then we have like Streamline, Blind Rage, Augur Secrets, which 40% of abilities are converted to shields. That's important because we use abilities all the time. So it's very important that we have that so that way we're just constantly building our shields. So that 339% power strength, this does not count to that. So our fourth is just boosted by 90%, but if we look at our abilities, it'll actually show it. Transient Fortitude, and then Archon Continuity. Now this is why you want to have the Noctua do toxin damage, because it makes it so that it also does corrosive damage too. So that's why that is set up the way that that is. Now, to go into the powers. So status chance. So basically, if you are diligent about scanning stuff, we have a 50% increase on status chance. The Noctua. So our primary fire does 847 damage, and our alt fire does 9,000. As you saw in the last Archon, or in the last Netrocell mission, we were hitting into the millions with our alt fire occasionally. Like, I think I saw a 19 million in there. I'm not sure though. So the Noctua gets a huge boost. It's also worth noting that I have the slingshot focus, so when I transform into the alt form and then do a downward dash, I get an extra 40% power strength boost. Which, every boost that we get to power strength boosts all the effects of Noctua. So that's hugely important. So Lightverse, Overshields give us, the Overguard cap is at 50,000 when we first start. As soon as we start killing stuff though, I think my cap is about 86,000 right now. But if you do a game where you have like, where you're doing like the void stuff and you get double power strength, I've actually seen my overshields get up to 143,000 or 160 something thousand, one of those two. But this is where Dante really shines. So, or I'm sorry. So then we have Dark Verse, which just automatically does slash on everything nearby. This is where he shines. Final Verse. So here you can see the Overguard cap is 64,000 to everybody nearby. But Final Verse, so our fourth cap. So it hits everything within a 41-meter radius. It does 27,000 damage for each instance of slash, heat, and toxin on an enemy, if I'm reading this correctly. And because of our power strength, that 27,000 is times 12.87 times. And then that damage multiplier is applied to our critical hits too. So it's a multiplier on a multiplier. That's why we hit into the millions. But we're still not done, because then we have this one, Word Warden. So basically we boost all of our allies' damage by 50%, which is not bad, and it sticks around for a minute. But this right here, the birds, Page Flight. So any enemy hit by this thing is now, our status effects, our damage for status effects is increased by 214%. Enemies are 214% weaker to status effects, and that vulnerability lasts for 39 seconds. So Dante is built, this build is just built for one thing, to do as much damage in a single shot as possible. I don't act much, but when I do, I slaughter everything. Pretty close. So then I have the two Archons, or my Arcanes, which are Power Ramp. I don't use this very often, but if I alternate my powers, I can get 9, 18, let me see, 21, 20, no, 9, 18, 27, 36. That's it. So we get an extra 36% power strength if timed correctly, so that's an extra 36% power strength. Then we have Molt Augmented. So basically we get a 200 or a 0.24% ability strength for each kill, stacks up to 250 times. That lasts throughout the whole mission, there is no cooldowns. So at max, we are getting, I don't have my phone right now, but basically we're getting a huge boost to our damage output once we start getting kills. So the longer the mission goes on for, the better. So yeah, this Dante build is absolutely ridiculous. It is a monstrosity.
Sure.
Give me shards.
Yeah? Okay.
I need the shards.
Let's get this over with.
Really, I need Tau Forge stuff though.
Terminal to exit into the labs.
See, I don't know why they just like run off like that.
The Netracell
It's like, okay, I guess you don't want your health buffs, that's fine.
Get control of a few terminals. That'll help you zero in on it.
Oh, it's a 50% boost for the power sling skill. That's it. So he's already doing that one. Oh, and he's already doing that one. Yep, there's that energy ball. So that's where, so we got our alt fire off, so that was an extra 25%, I think? Or no, that was an extra 24%, and then 25% from the other thing, so that's why I recast Knock to it.
This is it. Use the key glyph and get ready for whatever happens next. We ain't done! Local threats are triggering a security override. Clear out the uglies to pop the door.
Watch the damage numbers. Oh, they all died. Never mind. So that was 4 million. I think I saw 7 million. Oh, also, so the Noctua actually has a chain effect, too.
Albric's damn necromites are reinforcing the Netrocell. Your hands are tied until you knock them out.
So typically what a lot of those numbers you're seeing are, like the big red ones, that's actually not us getting like a final kill. What's happening is that that's where yep. That's the critical of the status effects trigger. So that's not even the actual damage happening. I have no idea where this thing is. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea where that thing was. Summon. Boom. So that was 4 million on that. That's the other thing, like, so you have somebody clearly standing here that's killing everything, because no enemies are getting past me, and we had 3 people run up here and just start shooting stuff, as if we're not able to handle it.
Security level dropping. Don't quit now. I gotta know what's in that Netrocell.
Really, dude? Okay, well, if they're just gonna come over here and do all the kills anyways, then there's no point in us standing there.
Necromites are slowing us down. Find him. Smash him.
There we go. Orange critical. No. Wow, they're a fucking asshole. So I ignore players that I don't want to ever play with again, and Maelstrom is absolutely one of those players.
You're in. Grab and go. Can't wait to see what you've got when you get back here. before, but that could still come in handy.
Also, I should say, we've been very lucky to get the Archon shards. It's not guaranteed when you run this that you'll actually get the shards. Yeah, and just because I don't like... little bit of payback for the two guys being dicks, but I am vindictive, so... Okay. So, yeah, there's two this way. Oh, no, that's the way we have to go to get out, so we need to actually go this way. Oh, great. So they just force us to time out. Fuck, I thought they would just leave.
Oh, hello. Might you care to work on something? Together. I mean...
Yes?
Oh, well.
IMO, Solo's a no-go. Sure, come on.
A little bit of payback goes, a little bit of spite goes a long way. Nope.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Refuse to play with those people. And that's why I ignore people, is so that I know who I don't want to play again, because they make it not fun to play.
Let's go. Go. Don't go. I don't, whatever.
So we have to wait a couple of minutes. Because if we wait too long, it will... That should be live. So, and the reason why I'm kind of being, like, the way that I am about this is the main thing is that when people act like that, so when you just dart around and just kill everything, it makes it unfun for everybody else playing with you. Because, like, part of the whole thing is you're killing things like that. If you're not actively, like, killing stuff, it's not fun for anybody else.
Listen, you're not getting out of the anchor hold without all 4 key glyphs. Only one way out of the anchor hold. Use that terminal.
Okay, so come on. And they all got the energy burst.
That was the easy part.
Oh,
Now
I
we
did
have
that
to find
backwards.
the next
Whoops.
one. Albrecht
We do it
left
like
terminals
that.
coated with partial coordinates in
Summon
these
Noctua,
halls.
and we're set.
Yeah, even he got lost down here.
So yeah, there's like a bit of unspoken courtesy when you play Warframe. It's kind of like the old Dark Souls rules, where it's like, if you're gonna play with other people, don't be a dick about it. So, like, if somebody has, like, for example, if somebody is guarding, like, a specific area, let them guard the area, because they're not causing problems, they're killing stuff. Because if you just, then they might as well not even be part of the mission, and you might as well just be running solo. Like, there's no reason for you to be in a team mission if you're able to just do everything yourself, because you're making it not fun for everybody else because there's nothing for them to do.
A predator.
It's not a huge deal, but it's... I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just like, when I see somebody doing that, acting like that, they either go on the ignore list, or I'll flat out quit out the mission, because I have better things to do with my time than just run around a map. Like, I want to kill stuff, I want to test out builds, I want to learn about my frame's abilities. I want to play the fucking game. And if another player isn't going to allow me to do that, then I'm not going to play with them. And unfortunately, a lot of people nowadays, the only thing they care about is themselves. So, and you can't report them because DE does nothing. So the only way that you have to fight back, even a little bit, is to, like, time them out like I did. I have a speed boost all of a sudden. There we go. It's kind of the same thing like that I feel about with applying speed boosts and stuff to people. Like, so right there. So did you see how the other guy ran up to us and then turned around and just left? Like, he saw that we had it covered and just left us to it. Like, because it's not... Didn't just run up, kill everything with something that, and then just leave. Oh my god. Okay, well, so the I'm so glad I have this on video. The Noctua is considered a secondary weapon. So we'll resummon that with the height of our abilities, because doing red crits that's insane. It's insane. I was trying to do like a really good alt fire finish, but... Oh no, my shields. Oh no, my shields are back. See, yep, he was doing the exact same thing the other ones were doing. See, and he's running out to get power, or to get food drops.
going on with...
Okay.
Ugh,
He's not
Necromites.
sitting out there,
Trying
so
to
it's
lock this
fine,
thing
I
down.
guess.
Take him out. We ain't got all day.
Now it's my turn to run out and collect stuff. And then everybody comes running over to...
Albrecht didn't want anyone in here. I want to know why. Not what I was looking for. But if you're happy, I'm happy.
That's the other thing, is when somebody is obviously new, don't be a dick. And I was probably a little bit more aggressive there than I should have been. Where is the... Oh, is it down here? Ah, it is. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and bail on that. Yeah, unfortunately, I was gonna do some other like controller games or games that I would use a controller on, but my thing isn't working right now. 'Cause for whatever reason, so I have a PS4 controller, and just because I had a spare from when I still had a PS4, so like I just kept it and I've been using it. But for whatever reason, like the controller won't work through the Bluetooth connection. I don't know why. And so what I have to do to be able to play games with the PlayStation controller is that has to be directly plugged in. And it's getting to the point that it's like constantly disconnecting all the time. But I also don't play this on controller. This is keyboard and mouse for me, so let's see if there's anything good. Requiem Fissure, Kuva Fissure, Conjunction Survival. Ooh, this is a fun one. Because this is a forever mission, so we can stay as long as we want. So, yeah. a random thing, it doesn't matter.
There you are. I think it's time we put a collar on you. Wait. You'd probably like that, wouldn't you?
Worm has no compassion for her troops. She orders more to this place, even though the Neural Sentry will surely correct them too. White Fishers, you need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury? We're near a fissure. Use that reactant to open a relic. The reactant is working on your relic. Find more. The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support.
Oh, speaking of which... And then we resummon the Nocturne. That was a good one. Cast. Okay, so it looks like they're starting to push on. It's fine, I'm happy to pick up the rear. Ha! Yep, there we go. Power strength has doubled.
All manner of molecular technology may work here due to the Circulus' proximity. If you have a mechanic, you may use it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, network not responding is never good. So we've hit for around... Our power strength ran off. That's a shame. Then again, it was kind of broken to hell to begin with, so... I don't need to stay in the bubbles.
If they scan you,
I'm still thinking of, like, Netracell stuff.
The sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming.
Also, this is not, whatchamacallit. I can't think of what it's called. This is not, the next, like, end game. Where you, like, restart and everything's... Steel Path! That's it. This is not Steel Path.
The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready.
Oh, they activated, they figured out the secret. Nice.
These manifestations, they aren't from the neural century. Destroy them. They are drawing from your life support.
Oh yeah, so the whole reason I like Porta Tentacle is look at that. And the thing is you're not supposed to look at the damage. Look at the status effects, which is going to be kind of hard to see. But did you see how quickly this thing does that? Look how quickly it loads them up. So that's the whole idea with that. And then along the same line, the Melta. The Melta's even worse, if I'm being honest. Yeah, look at that. 111 toxic. Oh, increased damage and unlimited ammo. Not bad, but not what I wanted. I wanted the power strength again. Yeah, so Arch, I actually wanted to talk to you. So my controller died. I don't play Outriders on keyboard and mouse. I actually play it on my controller, and my controller is no longer connecting to my computer. So until I can get a replacement computer, I can't play Outriders. So I can switch to a different game if you want, but Outriders is out until I can get a replacement keyboard, which will be in about a week and a half. Also, out of curiosity, considering how much you like Outriders and like building out frames and or building out your kits and powers and things, why don't you like Warframe? Fundamentally, it's the same basic concept. It handles more like the movement handles more like Gears of War. Oh, did he? Arch, I can't actually tell if you're still in the chat or if you just dropped a sassy comment and left. It says one viewer, so I'm assuming he dropped the comment and just bailed. I'm not sure. Because Streamlabs won't let me see who's watching my damn stream. Also, on a side note, Warframe actually does the best out of any game I've ever played. So I kind of like, while I get that Warframe isn't everybody's cup of tea, like, there is a factor where Warframe is going to become a regular game that I stream, just because it does. I don't know how often I'm going to be streaming, but I am going to be doing at least some Warframe. Yeah, because I can't do Dragon's Dogma either, because I use a controller for that.
They are trespassers here. You are not.
Okay, Harrow Prime. He's already got the systems.
Void signatures, but outside the collective. They are draining your life support, and fast. Eliminate them quickly.
Okay, so now what we need to do is I need to hit... Okay, got a bunch. Do that, we do that, unsummon, resummon. So the only way that we could do better is if there was even more enemies that we could hit. And if we had the multiplier. Yeah, so he just dropped some assassin. That's a shame. I did want to tell him, like, I don't really have a choice here. This is what works.
Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
excited to see like what our damage multiplier is actually going to be. But I want to get the power strength at double thing so you guys can really see it. Hey, Flux. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because you're new, the biggest thing that you want to do... Well, what's your mastery rank right now? That's the first and foremost question. What is your mastery rank? Also, on a side note, I love helping new players out, so please feel free to ask any questions. No question is a stupid question unless you're going to ask if Nezha is a trap, in which case I will ban you from the TikTok. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. Just don't ask that. Don't ask that in global chat. You will get banned from chat. Like, you'll be perma-muted. Don't do it. It's not worth it. But yeah, what's your mastery? Your MR. And so where that'll show you is it'll actually show you right up here in the top left of the screen when you go to your options. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we've got systems so he's got systems and we have the BP. Uh-oh.
Void manifestations, drawn to this cursed place of stubborn lives. They will drain your life support unless they are destroyed.
So, well, first of all, again, what is your mastery rank? Because more than anything else, your mastery is going to be a huge factor here, because a lot of weapons and things are going to be based off of whatever your level of your frame is. Yeah, so a lot of weapons and abilities are going to be locked to your mastery rank. So without knowing what your mastery rank is, I can't really give you a good option. Yes!
Well done, Tyler. Your relic is opened.
Oh, that's it?
Scouts. If they detect you, fighters will soon attack. The scent gauge is onto you. Look out for troopers.
Thank you for the like, Flux. I appreciate it. Actually, I do want to see the power strength. So right now, Final Verse does, yeah, 68,000 damage, and it multiplies that damage by 30. yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't even look at page flight. What does page flight get? 550%. Oh, that's right. It's shield first, then slash to do the damage bonus. Now he's in his flying form. We do that. So yeah, Flux, what is your MR? Because well, I guess I can kind of answer your question without knowing what your. I don't have to know what your MR is right this second. What do you like to do? Describe your gameplay as if you're describing it to somebody who's never seen the game before. How do you like to play the game so far? Assuming you're still here.
Don't worry, I'll take very good care of Verona. I have just the spot in the kennel for her.
Queens have sought out Warframes before. Vor sought to present them with yours. We cannot let the worm help Verona.
About to do it.
The void has summoned a new presence and it craves our life support. Destroy these manifestations.
So let me do this. So yeah, I think we lost Flux. That's fine. It is what it is.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Hey, welcome to this. Welcome to the stream, Crimson. Happy to have you. What the fuck? What was that? That kind of sucks though because it reset our Noctua. That's fine. I can. going to do significantly less damage, though, because our power is not multiplied anymore, but we do so much that it doesn't matter. Those enemies, and they all died. Shoot. And again, that got fucked right up.
Those oculists are scanning for targets.
Of course, I shoot it into the floor. So yeah, if anybody is watching that has questions or like needs advice about stuff or like wants to ask questions about Warframe, I love questions. I love helping out new players, so I'm more than happy to give pointers or advice. Just keep in mind that like what I may tell you might not work for you, and I will make sure that I will try to answer as best as I can. Because there's a lot of people on Warframe that they will flat out tell you something sucks because they don't like it. But they won't tell you that. And as a new player, you won't know until it's too late. If I don't like something, I will tell you I don't like something. But I'll at least have the dignity, or I'll at least have the decency to let you know if it's actually good or not. And if I don't know, I will tell you. Drop 'em like balloon. Let's go ahead and recast our clothes. Okay, it seems like a lot of enemies come through here. Not really anything good. That's all the Harrow stuff I got.
Hiding Vua in the void risked the unfathomable. I fear we are seeing the consequences of that risk now. Destroy these void-stated enemies.
to the stream? Not much, other than my controller died, so I'm gonna be stuck only being able to use my my mouse and keyboard for a while. So basically, any game that requires me to use my yeah, any game that like would have me use my my controller is out of the window. So like I can do this, I can do Baldur's Gate, and there's a couple of other ones, but I use my controller for a lot of games, so kind of limited on what I can do. Mainly Payday is next Thursday, so I have to wait until then to order the controller. Other than that, not much. Just doing this, killing stuff, having fun. I'm farming prime stuff right now. Oh, thank you for the like, mediocre. I appreciate it. And then boom. AA turret from the server? What game? I was gonna say, are there AA turrets in Warframe? Oh, just that feeling when you see them all just melt in a row. It's great. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I completely spaced out. Yeah, I took down a couple myself. Because I went to bed last night at like 2. Tried to sleep for like 2 hours. I couldn't sleep, so I literally played Power World for like... I just hopped on and was hardcore grinding bosses and dungeons. On the plus side, I'm level 60 now. I also mass-produced cake, and we now have perfect... Or not perfect, because like there are other, like the lesser skills I can get. Basically, I have like 6 level 4 miners, and then I have like 8. Oh, dude. So remember that oil spot that had the three things on it, the 3 oil sections? So what ended up happening is I threw, so we now have, so all 3 now have a oil rig on them, and I have 3 of the lightning generators with like 8 Ozarks that all have Artisan. Every capacitor is full, the power generators are all full, the oil rigs can't drain energy fast enough. So, I was busy. I got a lot of stuff done. But Pal World is unfortunately one of those games that I play with a controller, so that's out the window too. Grendel Prime. Oh, Grendel's a good one. Oh, it actually shows you what's crafted now. Ugh. Yeah. See, I told you. I don't know how you got lucky enough that they weren't shooting the hell out of you, but...
These manifestations
Oh.
must not be allowed a foothold on Willow. Life support is at risk. Destroy them.
So you might be right there, but remember how it doesn't double the yes, because they have to reload. But also, how remember how some humans aren't multiplied? I'm almost positive the AA tower guys. So like the wandering groups do get multiplied. Um, so I'm almost positive the wandering guys can get hit, but the or they get duplicated. But I think the guys at the base they don't get multiplied. So it could be the difference between it being a server, because I know servers have. Are they? Okay, because they're usually what I see when there's only the solos is like that's all I remember. Because there's usually like 6 to 8 of them on those bases that I remember, anyways. But hey, I've been wrong in the past, so very well could be wrong now. So that's the thing. It happens, much to my shame. Oh, that's right. I need to switch to Hydroid because I need to give him a different ability. Alright. Swap. I should work on him. I just don't like that he's a sniper like frame. Well, let's see what his abilities are. Maybe I'm wrong.
Ordis keeps a tidy ship, and
Plant
is
an antenna,
therefore
forward
reluctant
scan.
to allow animals on board. In Ordis's experience, animals do not
Oh yeah,
eat
yeah.
so
He's
much
just
as
like he's a
reload.
shooter, and I don't like the build. I don't like him. Let's see. Where was Hydroid? If I wanted to, so I could actually turn the spawns down to 0 or back down to 1, and we could test it and see. Fuck, I'm tired. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was just fucking up late. I did doze a little bit, but not enough. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, Hydroid, that's right.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Cut down the.
make the Lotus proud.
Yeah, Primes cannot be subsumed. Okay, so let me see. So he is built on power strength, I think, right now. Yeah, like I didn't get the most recent Destiny DLC or whatever it was, just because like for me it kind of feels like it's just falling off really heavy, and so I was just like I don't want to play. Like it stopped being fun. But then like Destiny always has been kind of like that for me, and I hate to word it like that because like for me I don't have a clan. I never had a clan. So like here I am trying to like play the game and like I'm trying to do missions and stuff, but as a complete rando, like it's really hard. I actually really like Gloom. Oh, we don't have good range though, so that's not a good idea. But so like I always ended up having to be solo and I couldn't really do anything and it wasn't really fun to play. Like it was fun to play because I mean Destiny is just a fun game to play. You're a looter shooter, you shoot stuff, it's great. But I don't know. No, it's a duration and we don't have high duration I think because I think we're just basically power. Yeah, so like, and that makes it so you can't really do like the raids or like there's the it makes it hard because there's certain exotics and stuff that you don't get to do because they're locked behind raids and you have to have multiple people to do the raids, or I have to. Hmm. I'm trying to think of just like what's a good. Honestly, I kind of want to do Hildren's thing. That could be fun. Pillage. I kind of want to. Oh, no, so you're able to do like the other raids and stuff too. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bad player, but like I really struggled with doing any of like the end game Destiny stuff cuz locked out of raids and stuff, like light was really hard to get and like I because of my work, I don't have the time to. Ooh, that's sickening pulse. That's fantastic. Okay. Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit different for you. Like what they should have done, and this would have made Destiny the best game in the world for me, and I would have nothing bad to say about it. Is if they made it, is if they enabled matchmaking for like randos to for people that didn't have clans and didn't like weren't able to play with people that could all run together. It would have been a nightmare because you have people who don't know what they're doing, but like we have chat systems like if you don't like it leave the mission, but like it would have saved the game for me. And the fact that they never did, and it's only like in this last year, I think yeah, I think it was like what was it 2024, 2023 where they're like, yeah, we'll do matchmaking for like very specific missions, but we're still not going to give you raids or anything like that. It was just like, all right, fuck you too, I guess. Like it was very frustrating. Okay, I want to see.
I was wrong about you. You're a hero to these people. And to me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm bitching and whining about nothing. But I'm about to switch over to Baldur's Gate because I've been doing Warframe for a couple of hours, and the only reason why I really do Warframe is normally it does really well when when I do it. So yeah, like 210 likes. That's pretty good for me. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm a very small streamer in case it's not obvious. Alright. So we're going to do... I don't have a lot of this stuff scanned because I can't be bothered. Okay, so, like, does the Orcan battle group have they don't have shields, though. Corpus Tech, sure. Yeah, that would have been good. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so the new ability, so Tempest Barrage, that's fine. Tentacle Swarm hasn't changed, so Plunder makes it so we plunder armor from nearby enemies and increase our corrosive damage on abilities and weapons. And it lasts for 40 seconds. But then we can do Pillage to drain shields. So what we do, oh god. So we do that, and then we can also there we go. And it also cures us of stuff. Alright, yeah, I mean, that works, because then we have, instead of just having a pointless movement power, we have the ability to shift. Oh, mediocre. Do you want to see something stupid? And believe me when I say this is ridiculously stupid. This is something that breaks the game.
Hey, friends! Check this man!
Okay, so there are open world segments where you can do a whole bunch of, like, different stuff. We're gonna go to oh, shoot. No, cancel that. I did not want to join a rando group. Okay. So, the Plains of Eidolon, I fucked up. Because I'm not supposed to be using Hydroid for this. That would be Gauss. I actually have Gauss. I will show you Gauss. Okay, here. Ursula. Oh, I don't have Gauss. Oh, it probably starts with an A, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, his abilities are as follows. So, his passive is that as he runs, he has like a battery, and his shields recharge. Basically, his shields just get a pretty big boost. His first ability is he just hyper runs. And he runs continuously, drains energy over time. Kinetic Plating is generate armor that absorbs a portion of energy. It also stops him from being staggered. That damage is related to his battery, so basically he has to run. Once he runs, he can generate armor based off of that run. Thermal Sunder makes it so that he can create heat or cold on nearby status. So, siphoning it, so the cold charges the battery, heat drains the battery. Which is pretty straightforward. And then Redline is he goes crazy. All of his powers get a huge boost. I also think it fully drains your battery when you do that, though. So what that looks like is... So this is Goss. So as you can see already, my Goss is... He's a little bit faster than my other stuff. Right? So this is his run. That's not bad, right? That's pretty fast. So, and the run bar, or the battery, is in the bottom right. That's what that greenish thing is. So, if I cast the kinetic armor, it will steadily drain energy. So, do you see how that bar is going down? So, we start to run, and there we go. It goes back up again. So then... So, this is cold. So anything that comes into this area for the cold is going to have their power, or is going to have their stuff drained. And it'll charge our battery when they do that. Heat just does damage. But the heat one will slowly pull into you, so it's not like an infinite range thing. And it ends up being right here. Now what's kind of fun is that if you wanted to, you could actually double cast them. So both effects are now active inside of the circle. So we would drain our, or we would siphon health to the battery and do some other stuff. But the big thing is, so remember how fast we were running before? So we go red shift. Now we can go real fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. And if you run into enemies, you'll actually knock them over. But the problem is like that works great for like the overworld, where you have wide open stuff. But can you imagine trying to do that build in like narrow ship corridors? That's why like the frame is fun, don't get me wrong, but like it's a problem if you try to use it anywhere else. Like you don't use the run ability all that much unless you're on an open world, just because you're going to be running into stuff non-stop. But this is actually not the fastest frame in the game. Titania is. Or at least, I have not seen a build faster than Titania. Okay. So, Titania is the Queen of the Fairies, and what makes her fast is her build. So, I actually swapped out one of her abilities for... Do you remember the meatball that I showed you last time? Grendel?
A massive sentient energy spike in your area.
I could actually probably
I
solo
advise
the
you to be
Sentinels now.
careful.
So, she has Grendel's ability called Nourish. So, self-heal is removed and the effect is reduced. But what it does is enemies that attack or are attacked suffer viral damage, and energy sources give more energy. So basically, it lasts for about a minute. It gives a buff, so it does about 1900, but it... Oh wait, where is the description of what it does? So if I'm attacked, there's a viral explosion effect. That's important because Titania's abilities, her main ability that she can use is she turns into an Archwing. So she is able to actually fly around. Now she's not very fast, right, Mediocre? And you can see, like, she can shoot, but you've seen stuff shoot faster. It's not that impressive. I need to be at full shields for this. The important thing is that when she's in her fourth, she'll summon these little butterflies around her. Nourish makes it so that if those butterflies get attacked, there's a massive explosion. But I also have a mod on her that makes it so that her fire rate and movement speed get boosted. So to give you an idea, so we're going to go all the way to the other side of the map, just directly across, right? Or actually, we'll just go straight up, because that'll be a little bit easier to show you. Okay, so where we were just fucking around with, that's the gate we came out of, and we were basically running around this area right here. This small little area. The map goes all the way down there to the ocean. All the way up into the mountains there, over there, and all the way to the ocean over there. the map is huge, right? Now again, this is important. Because so if I use Nourish, I use it again. Use it again, again. And that's our fire rate. I have... Oh, that's right. We have to do a whole process with that I really don't want to do. So yeah, Titania gets a 280% speed boost. And movement boost. How cool is that? Yeah, Atlas, actually. So Atlas is the Earthen Brawler. But there are other... So here's the thing, though. If you wanted to make an an up close and personal build, that would be, you could equip a melee weapon that's going to give you basically the same thing. So I'm gonna head back to the back to like the training area, because it'll be easier to show you back there.
I was
Visit,
wrong about
yes.
you. You're a hero to these people. And to me.
Because there's a lot of different types of melee. So like, I actually don't watch the... I actually haven't played Rivals, so what is his abilities, like what would you want to do? Because up close melee is going to be you're just punching stuff. So like, what are you looking for? I would actually say you're looking for Volt. But I'll go ahead and show you Atlas. So Atlas, you want fast, rapid melee attacks. So again, that's going to be your melee weapon, and that's going to have nothing to do with your frame. This is also a custom skin. Atlas doesn't normally look like this. So up close, fast melee attack. So I'm assuming you're going to want to just punch the shit out of things. So let's do this. Or actually, let's not do that. Where is... Oh, where are they? He had like a specific weapon that came with him. I just don't remember what it was. There you go. So you can have chainsaws on your hand. That's fun. Oh, the Techo. That was it. Okay, so here's the other thing. So when you have melee stuff, you can actually have different stances. So like for this fist weapon, there's the seismic charge, which is what I prefer. So this is boxing, basically. But we could also use Gaia's Tragedy, which is slow, powerful strikes. There's also Fracturing Wind, which is fast, multi-hit strikes with powerful finishers. But remember, you can also boost your melee speed. So even though it says slow methodical or like powerful strikes, you can still boost your speed up really high if that's what you really want in your build. So you don't have to go like the slow methodical or whatever. You can speed this up. So Atlas is kind of nuts. Here are his abilities. So he becomes immune to knockdown effects. So if you are on the ground, you cannot get knocked over, you cannot be staggered. You are going to just do stuff. So his first ability is, remember how Excalibur kind of slides around? Well, Atlas slides around and punches stuff. When you petrify enemies with Atlas, though, you can also get Rubble. Rubble will heal you and boost your armor. Armor reduces how much damage you take. Tectonics let him summon a barrier. Petrify will turn enemies to stone, and then the Rumblers is he summons stone elementals to go punch stuff with him. And then I think I have Titanic Rumbler. Yeah, I do. Okay. So this is what my Atlas does. Oh, here, let me get rid of the... So I'm going to turn off Steel Path, and we're going to set these to enemy level 100. Okay. Not too bad, right? And then so if I actually equip it... So by holding the block button, we actually do a different combo. Now if I hold back, we do it completely different, or we do the same thing. Now if I hold forward... So that's the thing. There are actually combos. So as you can see here, so like EEE is Quaking Touch, Sudden Rockfall, 3 Lessons, Sudden Point, Roaring Drums, Erupting Vulcan, Echoing Hands, Launching... So there's a whole... There is actually a melee combo system. Oh my god. Why? Don't get me wrong, I love the color, but like I don't... It's not supposed to do that. But I love that it is. That's actually really neat. Oh, I love that. Okay. Anyways, so our first ability, like I said, we literally just slide and punch stuff. So our second ability, we can hide behind cover, and so it actually has a health bar. So do you see the 100% down in the bottom right? As it takes damage, that will decrease. The 100 is not its health. It does not have 100 health. That is 100% of its health. And if it's going to be destroyed anyways, we can roll it off to go knock enemies over. Now, his third ability will turn enemies to stone. Now, we kill the enemy. He will drop rubble. So, do you see where it shows the 45 armor? That's the rubble. His fourth ability, though, so normally you would summon 2 little guys, 2 rumblers that are smaller than us to go punch stuff for you. I have something called the Titanic Rumbler. We summon a big boy to go punch stuff. And then, of course, you know, we have their back and we just go punch stuff as well. But, let's say you don't like that ability. So you mentioned Fracturing Wind. Let's try that. So now, do you remember what the combos look like? So there you go. Titania is broken, but keep in mind it's going to take you a lot of time. The mods that are on that Titania are expensive, and it's a very, very specific build. But here's what I think you could do right away. So Volt is actually a very easy frame to get, and I think he's going to more suit what you want out of a build. And then instead of this, I'm actually going to recommend you run like the Corrido or the Hirudo. What you're going to want to look for is weapons that are not just fist weapons, but that have like the feet part as well. So they're like a 4-section part. And then what we're going to do is we are going... Okay, good. That's... Yes. I prefer Brutal Tide. So, Volt is... Volt is what I would consider to be the perfect all-rounder. So, remember what you said about movement? So, Volt's passive is that grounded movement, so if you run along the ground, generates an electric charge buildup for 10 meters that's unleashed with the next attack. So basically, you get to build up charge, static charge, that you release on your attack. Shock launches, you basically get chain lightning. Now, electricity is actually really important because when electricity procs, remember how I said that every status effect does something different? Well, electricity paralyzes enemies for a short amount of time. What sets Volt apart is that unless the enemy is shielded in some way by like a nullifier, the electricity proc is guaranteed. No matter what your status chance is, his abilities will stun anything he fires them at, unless they're immune to stun. But Volt is an all-rounder. His third ability is one of 2 abilities in the game. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the only ability in the game that I know of where Volt will create a shield that enemies cannot shoot through. Enemies cannot break his barrier or his electric shield because it doesn't have a health bar. With Frost, with everyone else that has any sort of shield or barrier, no, there's 2. I'm sorry. Limbo also has something similar to this. But nobody can shoot through or destroy his shield unless a nullifier hits it or walks up to it. And then Discharge is just an AoE blast that paralyzes everything. Speed lets him get a movement boost. So you talked about being a fast hitter, being able to move quickly. You'd also have the ability to use lightning, though. And so, we are going to do this again. Gonna get some energy back. Okay, so. First of all, movement speed. So, when Volt casts his movement speed, that applies to every ally in range. And for me, this lasts about 12 seconds. So already, you have... You're already moving almost as fast as Gauss was. Also, fun fact, if you ever get hit by that ability and you don't want to, if you aim, press back, and hit shift, you can actually backflip, and that'll cancel out Volt's acceleration. So yeah, completely different weapon combo. So, what that looks like is... And these weapons are unmodded against level 100 enemies. I'm not going to do much damage with these. But I can also just choose to do a very straightforward... So, then we go on to abilities. So, for this, I'm going to activate the enemies, because Volt's powers make more sense if they're active. So, I'm going to turn on invincibility, though. Okay. Enemies enemies are shooting us, right? So, you can see, he was stunned for a couple of seconds. And it's chain lightning. So, enemies are getting stunned, and you can see it actually spread to up to there, too. So then, let's say we don't want to get shot, so we run away from the enemies. Barrier. So now they can run through. But that guy down there, they can't shoot us. And so, if we need to, like, sort of tank up, I can do something like this. Or, we could do a massive AoE blast. Stun everything, and then use speed to get the hell out of the way. Now, Volt Speed also has another side effect. While speed is active, it drastically increases your melee damage, or your melee speed. So I would say if you wanted to do, from what you were describing, I think Volt would fit better. Just get a fist weapon and run Volt. I think you will be very happy with how that works out for you. Also, I don't know why, like, Volt is lagging out Warframe. Oh, maybe my internet's dropping. But when it comes to melee, I actually prefer being Wolverine. So. Outside of using the Ash with the reverse grip katana build, I actually prefer Wolverine. So there's a frame that I affectionately call Jack the Ripper. Here she is. So this is the Garuda frame. So she is a... She's nasty. Okay. Well, real quick, let me show you her melee. So when she doesn't have a melee, those things on her arms turn into claws. Watch this. Jack the fucking Ripper. And she just rips enemies to shreds. Okay. But like I said, I'm going to switch over to Baldur's Gate. It is getting late and I need to do that. Plus, I want to do something else today other than just playing this because I'm still tired. So. Thank you all so much for watching. Baldur's Gate will be up here in a couple of minutes.
Some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I wish we could disable Nightwave. I do not like it. I've never really liked it. I just don't put the time in. But yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for watching.